All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. So hopefully you can hear me. We're going to go ahead and get started. I didn't really put a schedule together for the for part one of this today, and this is probably going to be more of an experiment than anything else. I want to make sure that everything is going to be working correctly. So I'm going to do an overview today, and I promised that what I would be talking about probably for the near future is I want to do 5-minute segments at a time on how you can customize PLR video. I know a lot of you all have purchased PLR, whether you purchase it from us or you purchase it from someone else. You want to be able to put it to use, whether or not you put it to use as content or you actually sell it. And so what I want to try to do is just give you some insight on some things that you can be thinking about. So let's go through a few things. Let's first talk about why you might use PLR video. First of all, it's easy to consume on mobile devices, whether or not the person has a YouTube app or something. It's easy for them to be able to watch it. And unfortunately, I probably like you, I lament the fact that people don't read don't read as much as they used to. But that is probably just going to have to be the reality of it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to kind of meet people where they are. It's easy to view passively, and that's another probably a related point, right? People don't necessarily want to work mentally at this point. And again, I'm not trying to down anybody. I'm just saying people would rather consume something passively than they would actively be involved in reading. And so you don't want to miss them just because you'd rather them not do that. Another thing is that it can really help you to establish a connection with people, right? And you can establish a more personal connection because, what you basically have is you have a chance for people to hear your voice, they hear your inflection, they hear your tone, and because of that, people can kind of get a better sense of who you are and what you're really trying to say. I know we've all had the experience where we've sent an email and someone actually read the email wrong, read it totally different than the way we wrote it. And that's because it's kind of difficult for people to pick up emotion and tone over email. It increases the perceived value, right? So you have a PDF document that you send to somebody, and then you send the same information, but you communicate in video. People have a higher perceived value of that. If you're selling it, people are willing to pay more for that. If you are, if they're kind of taking in what you're teaching, they assume you put in more work into it, and probably you did if you created video. It increases the time on your site. So as long as you have a video there, people tend to kind of linger on your site. They'll watch a video, then they'll start looking around at some of the other stuff, and that really does benefit you. When people get to a blog article, it might take them longer to read, but they probably are going to scan the headlines. They're going to move on to something else. So it really does increase the time that people spend on your site. It's easier to differentiate your content. When you write a blog post, and again, this isn't to be down on written content. It's just the fact that it's kind of hard to differentiate yourself from someone else. I mean, you can write well, but I don't know if necessarily people necessarily care about it, how much better you write than someone else. They just want the information that you're able to give them. But when you do video, you can differentiate yourself. You can be funny, you can be more informative, you can be authoritative, just a lot of ways for you to be able to differentiate the way you communicate your content. It's versatile. When you do video, if you take a PLR video, you can turn it into a cartoon video. You can turn it into your own talking head video. You can turn it into a demo. You can do a lot of different things with video that you can't do with any other medium. And it's shareable. Because of all the reasons we said above, it's the kind of thing that people want to share with their friends. They watch a good video and they say, oh man, this is really cool. I'm going to share this with somebody else. And so they do that. But let's talk about some of the challenges you might have with PLR videos. So there are always going to be certain things that pose a challenge. So you buy a PLR package, it has video in it, and it comes with a few challenges. First, they're not done in your voice. So you right off the bat, you probably feel a little sheepish about selling it to someone, especially when they're not going to hear your voice. They're not going to associate the information with you. Another thing is that they may not cover everything in the PLR video that you would have liked to have covered, right? And so you're buying it for the leverage, you're buying it for the research, but the fact of the matter is they don't cover everything that really your customer either needs or that you would cover also. They might just be a different gender, right? You might be a guy, and this might be a woman that is actually doing the video, and that may not kind of go with what you're trying to do. And it could be the opposite, right? You could be a female entrepreneur, and then you've got this guy kind of rambling on about something, and it doesn't necessarily sound right. It's not authentic. And so that kind of is a disconnect with your customer when you're going to pass video on. They may not be as engaging, right? So in other words, sometimes, and I have been guilty of this too, is that you're just not as lively, when you get a PLR video. And so they're trying to make sure that they get the information right. They're trying to make sure that they get the information accurate. And so they communicate in a way that's generic. And that may not necessarily be what you want. You want something to be engaging. They may not be representative of your teaching. So in other words, you have a way of looking at life in your niche. You have a way of doing something or I'd say a mark that you want to leave in the marketplace. And that video may not necessarily be what it is that you would say. The video just may be out of date. Some of the information, let's say if you bought a PLR product on SEO, it's going to be different now. And so that's a challenge that you have to overcome. How can you use a video? Let's say you bought a PLR product 4 years ago and it was on SEO. Well, that PLR video is out of date technically. But in some of the things we're going to be talking about in this series, you can actually still use that video no matter how old it is, right? And there really is no such thing as out-of-date PLR. And I'll kind of touch on that, as we kind of travel through how you can use PLR video. The video may not have your branding. And this is a problem. And I try not to, in my own PLR videos, give you anything that looks like my branding. And that's even down to the PowerPoint. And you might say, well, I like to have images in mind. I like to have logos. But the fact of the matter is, if you're really going to leverage PLR video, it's hard to leverage somebody else's choice of images. And so you want to be able to do that on your own. So we're going to be talking about how you can do that and the kind of PLR that we think you ought to be looking to buy when you do that, because it makes it easy for you to be able to brand and rebrand and to kind of demonstrate what it is that you're teaching. And they just may have branding in the video that you don't like, right? They may, number one, they may not have your branding, but they just may have branding that you just don't like. Like I said, people pick images based on their perception. Sometimes those images are sort of what you would use in order to communicate a concept. Sometimes they're not. So what I want to do today is just kind of go over broadly some steps, and I'm going to be going through each one of these, and that's why the series is probably just going to take as long as it's going to take. We're going to give you an overview of one method, right? One method today, and this is just an overview. I'm going to demonstrate how to do this in some upcoming videos. So how would you, in this one method, customize a PLR video? Well, first of all, I'm always suggesting that you pick PLR with engaging audio, right? So you want to try to get PLR that if you listen to the audio, it's interesting. And this is not easy to do. And I try to include that on my sales pages to make sure you know how I'm going to sound when I'm teaching your customer, or when my voice is teaching your customer. You want to get PLR so that when your customer's listening or watching the video, they feel like they've really learned something and they're listening in. So try to get PLR with engaging video. Try to make sure you're purchasing good instruction. So in other words, make sure that what you're getting is going to be solid. Make sure what you're getting is going to be the right information. Make sure that what you're getting is not what my friend, I have a friend of mine, his name is Darren, he calls it meta. So in other words, you don't want to just have a video that's just going to tell people what they could have found by a simple Google search. Now, I'm not saying that all your information is going to be stuff that they won't find in Google. I'm saying that you want to go beyond the surface, right, when you're going to purchase instruction, particularly video instruction. the next step is going to be to record a contextual front bumper. And you might ask, now, what is that? What do I mean by a contextual front bumper? And I don't mean to get all jargony on you on that and try to use a lot of technobabble, but what I'm saying here is that you want to. It's like if you were going to introduce me as a trainer to your customers, and so what you would do is you would come through the front door first, and then you would say, hey, here's Charles, and here's what he's about to tell you. That's what a front bumper is kind of like. A front bumper is kind of like you are going to be recording a statement or something that says, what you're about to hear is going to be some instruction, let's say on Facebook. It's your introducing the topic. It's your introducing the person. It's your introducing what they're about to hear. So it's like you walking through the front door and you telling your customer who they're about to meet and what they're about to hear. You also want to record a contextual back bumper. So you might, so if you understand the first part, you understand this part. The contextual back bumper is like you letting me out the door, and then once I've left, you close the door and you say, now that Charles is gone, I'm gonna tell you what this really means, right? So in other words, your PLR video is kind of sandwiched between your words to your customer. And I think you should be doing this in every video. Of course, you could just record generically for all your videos if you're short on time. And you include in that back bumper a call to action. So in other words, you say to people, you call them to do something, right? So at the end, once you've kind of told them what it means, you say, now go to this website and do something, right? So you have to tell people what to do once you give them the context. And then you should be recording some additional videos. And I know the point by PLR video is that the course is complete. I don't think that that's the way that you provide value. And one of the ways that you and I can provide value to PLR that's already been purchased is we record some additional videos, right? We put something else in that's going to be relevant. And then of course you want to take all of those videos, right? The back bumper, front bumper, the additional videos, upload them all to YouTube, right? Upload them all to YouTube, and then you want to start splicing them together with the YouTube editor. And we'll show you that in one of the videos in one of the little trainings we have coming up. And then we download the new video. Right, you're going to start re-downloading those new videos. So once you have spliced the ones together you're going to be using, however you put them together, then you re-download them from YouTube. I mean, you can leave them up there, but if you're going to use them, you're going to sell them, you're going to cross-post them, you want to re-download those videos from YouTube, and then bundle them up if you're going to sell them. So we'll go over a process that you can use in order to bundle up all of the new videos. And finally, you should be cross-posting if you're going to be using them as content. And that's really what a lot of you are going to be doing with the PLR videos. You're going to be cross-posting. You're going to be sharing them with other people, and you're going to be sharing basically what it is that they're using that's working. And you're going to be sharing it as authoritative content. That's another reason why PLR video is just a great value. And when you do it the way we're going to be talking about doing it, it really will provide you with some, I would say, with some more authority, whether or not it's on your website, whether or not it is in, your Facebook Lives, whatever you're using it in. It's going to be, it's going to help you to establish more authority. Now that's really the kind of the overview, right? And as I said, I wanted to do this overview today. I wanted to just kind of test and see how the video is actually going to turn out. So I'm going to be kind of checking it out once I download it. This is going to be longer than the ones I do. I'm going to do these. They're going to be 5 minutes, right? But as I said, I want to do an overview today and kind of give you some insight on what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be working with PLR video for the near future here inside of the group. And so, but I've given you an overview, and then I've given you an overview of one method. Right, so you have the big picture, you have a smaller big picture, and then we're going to go through this just kind of ongoing. I'd like to be able to do it daily. I don't know if I'll be able to do it every single day, but I'll try to get in here. We'll pick a time. If you have some idea about what time would be a good time to have the video if you wanted to attend live. Just kind of write that here in the comments. If this has been helpful to you, please let me know. Put that in the comments if this has been kind of a helpful overview. If you have questions about how to use PLR video, write those questions here in the comment area, and then I will take that into consideration in terms of how I do the next video. And then also, of course, make sure you share this video outside of the group. Invite people in, and if you feel like they're going to benefit from learning how to use PLR video, then definitely do that. So with that, everybody, thank you for watching. I don't know whenever you're watching, if you're watching kind of as an archive, or if you're watching live, thank you for tuning in, and I hope that this is and will be helpful to you. Have a great night, a great day, and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.